In the heart of Nigeria, where the palm trees sway gently in the evening wind and the crickets sing 1,000 songs into the night, there lived a young man named Chike. He was not the strongest man in his village, neither was he the wealthiest, but he carried a heart full of dreams and eyes that always searched for meaning beyond the ordinary. By day, Chike worked hard in the fields, helping his widowed mother tend to the crops. He was a dutiful son, known for his kindness and loved by his peers. Yet, when the day's labor ended and the sun melted into the horizon, Chike often wandered away from the laughter of friends, away from the crowded village square, and toward the quiet banks of the river that flowed like silver through their land. It was by that river, under the gaze of the moon, that his story began. One evening, as the stars pierced the dark velvet sky, Chike sat by the river's edge, lost in thought. The water rippled softly, carrying the whispers of the night. He leaned back against the roots of an old iroko tree, closing his eyes to rest, and then he heard it. A song, not the song of birds or insects, but a voice soft, haunting, and beautiful. It carried sorrow, yet was sweeter than anything he had ever heard. His eyes flew open. He looked around, his heart pounding, and there she was. Across the water, sitting gracefully on a rock, was a woman dressed in white. Her skin glowed faintly in the moonlight, her hair cascading down her shoulders like dark rivers of silk. She was unlike anyone Chike had ever seen. She seemed almost too perfect, too delicate for the world of men. Her eyes met his, and in that moment, Chike forgot how to breathe. That he did not call out. He did not move. He only watched, captivated, as she sang her sorrowful tune. When the song ended, she turned as though to vanish into the mist. But something within Chike leapt from his chest, and he spoke without thinking. "Wait." The woman stopped. Slowly, she looked back at him. Her lips curved into a small, knowing smile. "You can see me?" she asked softly, her voice carrying across the water like the wind. "Yes," Chike replied, his voice trembling. "Who are you?" The woman tilted her head, her eyes glimmering. "My name is Amaka, but you should not be here, young man. The river is not safe at night." Chike shook his head, his curiosity overpowering his fear. "Yet here you are." Amaka smiled again, a smile both sad and enchanting. "I belong to the river." And with those words, she slipped away into the mist, vanishing as though she had never been there. That night, Chike could not sleep. Her voice, her face, her very presence lingered in his mind. Who was she? Why had no one in the village spoken of her? And why did his heart ache as though it had known her all along? The next evening, though his mother begged him not to wander late, Chike found himself drawn back to the river. He waited beneath the iroko tree, his eyes fixed on the water. And just as the moon climbed high, he heard it again, the song. This time, when Amaka appeared, Chike rose to his feet. "I came back," he said softly. Amaka looked at him, her expression unreadable. "You should not." "I cannot stay away," Chike admitted. "Your voice, it calls to me." A shadow passed through her eyes, but she did not turn away. Instead, she sat beside him, her movements graceful as the flowing river. That night they spoke, not of who she was, not of the mystery she carried, but of life, of dreams, of the beauty of the world. Night after night, Chike returned, and night after night, Amaka was there waiting. She laughed at his jokes, listened to his dreams, and sang him songs that made his soul ache. Slowly, gently, love began to bloom between them. But Amaka never came to the village. She never met his mother. She never appeared in the light of day. And whenever Chike asked about her family, her home, or her past, she grew quiet, her gaze drifting toward the river as though it held secrets too heavy to share. Still, Chike did not press. He loved her, and that was enough. But love, true love, is never without trials. One evening, after weeks of secret meetings, Chike's mother confronted him. "Chike," she said firmly, her brows knitted with worry, "why do you wander to the river every night? People are talking. They say you sit alone, speaking to shadows. Tell me, my son, what do you see there?" Chike hesitated, but he could not lie. "Mama, there's a woman. Her name is Amaka, She is unlike anyone I have ever met. His mother's face paled. A woman? At the river? Chike, listen to me. Rivers hold mysteries we cannot explain. Spirits dwell there. Do not let yourself be deceived. But Chike shook his head. She is real, Mama. She's flesh and blood. She loves me, and I love her. His mother's eyes filled with tears. My son, beware. Love can be sweet, but it can also destroy. If she is truly human, bring her to me. Let me see her in the light of day. Chike promised he would try, but in his heart, he feared what Amaka's answer might be. The following night, as they sat by the river, he took her hand. Amaka, he whispered, come with me. Meet my mother. Let her see that you are real. Amaka's hand trembled in his. Her eyes filled with sorrow. Chike, I cannot. Why? He pressed gently. Do you not love me? Tears glistened in her eyes. I do more than you can imagine. But there are things you do not know. Things that bind me to this place. If I step beyond the river, I will lose everything. Chike's heart ached. Then tell me. Let me understand. Amaka looked at him long and hard. Then, slowly, she rose. Follow me. She walked to the edge of the river, the moonlight bathing her in silver. And before his very eyes, she stepped into the water. But she did not drown, she did not sink. She dissolved, her form melting into the river like mist, her body shimmering and merging with the waves. Chike gasped, stumbling backward. No, this cannot be. Moments later, she reappeared, standing once more on the bank, her face full of sorrow. You see now, she whispered. I'm not like you. I am bound to the river. I have lived here for longer than you can imagine. I do not grow old. I cannot leave. I can love you, Chike, but I can never be yours in the way you dream. Chike fell to his knees, torn between fear and love. Amaka, I do not care what you are, spirit or woman, bound or free, I love you, and I will not let you go. Amaka's face twisted with pain. Chike, you do not understand. Loving me will bring you suffering. To be with me, you must give up the world you know. You must bind yourself to the river, as I am bound. Once you choose, there is no return. Chike's heart pounded. His mind screamed at him to run, to leave this mystery behind. But his soul, his heart, his very being clung to her. I will not leave you, he said firmly. If the river must claim me, then let it. For without you, there is no life for me. And so their love deepened, but the shadows of consequence loomed closer. The village whispered of Chike's strangeness. His mother prayed night after night, begging the ancestors to protect her son from forces she could not see, and Amaka, torn between love and the weight of her curse, began to fear what lay ahead. Because love, no matter how strong, cannot forever escape the grip of destiny. Chike could not sleep that night. He lay on his raffia mat, staring at the ceiling, Amaka's words replaying in his mind. To be with me, you must bind yourself to the river, as I am bound. Once you choose, there is no return. The thought haunted him. The idea of giving up his life, his family, his future, everything he had ever known just to be with a woman who could dissolve into water. It was madness. Yet his heart burned with a fire that reason could not quench. He tossed and turned until dawn, when his mother, Ngozi, entered with a worried expression. My son, she whispered, placing a hand on his forehead. You did not sleep. I hear you sighing through the night. What has this woman done to you? Chike closed his eyes. He could not tell her the full truth. Not yet. She would never understand. Mama, he said softly, she is different. But she is not evil. Please trust me. Ngozi's lips trembled. I am your mother. It is my duty to protect you, even from yourself. If she cannot meet me in the light of day, she is hiding something. Chike, listen to me. Spirits are dangerous. They take the face of beauty, but they lead men to ruin. Chike turned away, tears stinging his eyes. Mama, I love her. Ngozi froze, her heart breaking. She wanted to shake him, to drag him from this path, but instead she sighed deeply. Then may the ancestors guide you. But remember this, the river gives and the river takes. Do not forget my warning. That evening, Chike returned to the river, his heart heavy but determined. Amaka was waiting, her face pale with sorrow. "You came back," she whispered. "I will always come back," Chike said firmly. Amaka shook her head. "Chike, you don't understand what it means to bind yourself to me. The river will take from you your warmth, your years, your ties to the world. You will become like me. Eternal, yes. But bound, do you know what it means to watch centuries pass, to see the faces you love wither and vanish, while you remain unchanged?" Chike's breath caught. "Then you have seen many like me? Men before me?" Amaka's silence was louder than any answer. She lowered her gaze, ashamed. Chike's chest tightened. "You loved others before me?" Tears filled her eyes. "Yes, long ago. They all promised forever. But when the price came, when they saw what eternity truly meant, they turned away. They left me, and I remained, cursed to sing my sorrow into the night." Chike reached for her trembling hands. "I am not them. I will not abandon you." Amaka studied his face, searching for doubt. For the first time in centuries, hope flickered in her heart. "Then you must prove it," she whispered. "Ow!" She led him to the water's edge. "Tomorrow, when the moon is full, the river will call. If you step into it willingly, and the river accepts you, you'll be mine forever. But if the river rejects you," her voice faltered, "you will not return." News of Chike's strange behavior spread quickly. Children whispered as he passed. Men shook their heads, and women muttered prayers under their breath. "He walks to the river every night," one villager said. "They say he talks to himself," another added, "or to something no human can see," an elder concluded grimly. By the time the full moon approached, the whole village knew. Some warned him, others mocked him. A few even spat as he walked by, calling him cursed. But none of it moved Chike. His love was a fire that drowned out all fear. Ngozi, however, could no longer bear it. She went to the chief elder of the village, a bent old man named Okafor, who had seen many rains and carried wisdom like a mantle. "My son is bewitched," Ngozi pleaded. "Please help me save him." Okafor nodded slowly. "The river has always held secrets. I have heard of this woman who never grows old. Some say she was once human, cursed for defying her people. Others say she is a spirit born of the water itself. Whatever she is, her love is a chain. If Chike enters that river, he may never return." Ngozi wept, "Then stop him." But Okafor shook his head. "Love is the strongest chain of all. Even the elders cannot break it. Only he can choose." When the night of the full moon came, the river glistened like liquid silver. The whole forest seemed alive, holding its breath. Amaka stood at the water's edge, her white gown flowing like mist. Chike approached, his heart hammering, his mother's cries echoing in his memory. "Chike," Amaka said softly, her eyes filled with both love and fear. "This is your last chance. If you walk away now, I will understand. You will live, grow old, marry a mortal woman. You will be safe." Chike shook his head. "Without you, there is no life for me." He stepped into the river. The water was cold at first, biting at his skin. But then it warmed, wrapping around him like an embrace. He gasped as it pulled at him not to drown, but to merge. His body felt weightless, his heart pounding in his ears. Amaka reached for him, her face radiant. "The river accepts you," she cried. And then, a great roar split the night. The river surged violently, waves rising higher than Chike had ever seen. From the depths emerged a figure massive, dark, with eyes like burning coals. Its voice thundered, shaking the trees. "Amaka!" Amaka froze, her face draining of color. "No," she whispered. Chike staggered back, terrified. "What is that?" The figure rose taller, its form shifting between water and shadow. "You dare defy me again, Amaka? You dare bring another mortal into my river?" Chike's breath caught. Who is he?" Amaka's voice trembled. "The guardian, the one who cursed me. Long ago, before the village was built, Amaka had been human, the most beautiful maiden of her people. She had been chosen to marry the guardian, a powerful spirit who demanded her as tribute. But Amaka loved another man, a simple farmer. She refused the guardian's proposal, choosing love over fear. In his fury, the guardian killed the farmer and cursed Amaka. "You will never grow old," he declared, and you will never be free. You will belong to the river, singing your sorrow for all eternity. Any man who dares love you will face my wrath. For centuries, she had endured. For centuries, she had wept, and now, Chike had dared to challenge that curse. The river boiled around them as the guardian advanced. Leave her, he thundered at Chike. She is mine, bound for eternity. Turn back, mortal, or be destroyed. Chike, trembling, stood tall. I will not leave her. You may curse her, you may curse me, but you cannot curse love. The guardian's laughter shook the ground. Foolish boy, many before you said the same. All failed, all perished. Amaka clung to Chike, tears streaming down her face. Go, Chike, please. I cannot bear to lose you. But Chike held her tightly. If I must die, I will die with you. The guardian raised his hand, and a wave rose like a mountain, crashing toward them. Chike braced for death, but suddenly the wave froze in midair. The voice of Elder Okafor rang out from the shore, chanting ancient words. He stood with Ngozi beside him, holding a staff carved with sacred symbols. Guardian of the river, Okafor thundered. Your curse is unjust love is no crime. Release her, the guardian roared. Old man, you dare challenge me? Okafor struck the staff against the ground. The wave dissolved, the river calming for a moment. But the guardian was not defeated. He lunged toward Chike and Amaka, his shadowy form stretching like claws. Chike, heart pounding, lifted his voice above the chaos. If you curse her for loving, then curse me too. I will share her fate. I will be bound. I will be eternal. But I will never leave her. Amaka gasped, her heart breaking. Chike! The guardian hesitated, his eyes narrowing. For centuries, men had turned away when faced with the truth. But Chike did not. He embraced it. The river grew still. The guardian's form began to fade. His voice, softer now, echoed through the air. Perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps love is stronger than fear. And with that, he vanished into the depths, leaving only ripples behind. Silence filled the night. The river shimmered gently, calm once more. Amaka clung to Chike, tears of relief streaming down her cheeks. You saved me, she whispered. Chike shook his head, smiling faintly. No, we saved each other. Elder Okafor stepped forward, his eyes wide with awe. The curse is broken. The guardian has released you. Amaka's body shimmered faintly. Slowly, the glow faded, leaving her fully human once more. Her feet sank into the earth, her skin warm, her heartbeat strong. For the first time in centuries, she was free. She sobbed into Chike's chest, laughing and crying all at once. Ngozi, tears streaming down her face, rushed forward. She embraced them both, whispering prayers of gratitude. From that day, Amaka no longer vanished into the mist. She walked through the village with Chike, her laughter bright as sunlight. At first, people feared her, whispering of curses. But as days turned to weeks, they saw her kindness, her humility, her humanity. Slowly, the whispers changed. Is that not the woman from the river? Yes, but she is free now. And look how she loves him. Chike and Amaka build a life together. They married in a joyous ceremony, filled with music, dancing, and feasting. Elders blessed them, children sang, and the village celebrated not just their union, but the victory of love over fear. In time, they had children of their own children who carried their laughter, their courage, and their story. And though Amaka had once been bound to sorrow, she was now bound to joy. She often told her children, and later her grandchildren, true love is not found in ease or comfort. True love is proven in trials, in the fire of suffering, in the courage to stand when all the world tells you to run. Years passed, but the story of Chike and Amaka never faded. Elders told it by the fireside, mothers sang it as lullabies, and lovers whispered it beneath the moon. And so, the woman by the river who never grew old became not a tale of sorrow, but a legend of hope. For she had been freed not by magic, not by power, but by the one thing stronger than any curse: love. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling tales. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. And stay tuned for the next chapter of our incredible story.